ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. There's a whole lot of news going on the planet. We know you've been thinking about it, you've been talking about it, you've been worried about it, and we promise you that tonight on the show, we will not talk about cows from outer space. No, we will not talk about them landing and eating your children and pooping all over your plants and your lawn and your head and your car and everywhere. No, those cows, the topic that's on everyone's mind, is not a problem tonight. Not something we're going to do, not something we're going to talk about. We're just going to sit around and drink Corona and talk about other things that may be affecting your life. In other words, welcome to your safe space, where we've been promised. I'm your host, Steven, by the way. Joined as always by the amazing, incredible Ashley.
Hello.
And
I found the thing, and I'm gonna do a thing.
Go ahead. You do whatever things you need to do. And I will say this: we've been told we have one story involving the topic on the top of everyone's conversation. It's basically the new, "Hey, how's the weather?" And we're gonna do our best to make sure that you've talked about it enough, and you don't need to worry about that. You need to worry about what's going on in the rest of the world with stuff going on. And Jacob, our producer, who deserves all the good vibes and joy, he did all the hard work to make sure that we got to talk about something different. He had to do a lot of digging, too. He had to take that shovel, and he had to really work it to get out the good news, to get the good stuff coming.
How's that song go? I like the way you work it.
Yeah, I like the way you work it. No diggity. Is that song about condoms?
I've decided that all songs are about bad things.
Oh, got to back it up. I always thought he said got to bag it up.
I'm gonna give birth.
Is that how it?
Make me laugh.
Is that not how it goes? Is it really back it up? It's not bag it up?
Oh, shit. Everybody's laughing at you.
I always thought it was you got to bag it up. Bag it up, yeah. It makes so much more sense. And you guys know it. You guys know it makes more sense. You are white. You are not wrong about me being white. Yeah, I mean, you remember when songs like that were safe for the radio? Like you're riding home from school with your mom in the car, and it's all like, I feel a little poke coming through on you, and you're like,
is that about poop?
No, it's about. See, you thought that song was about poop, but it was about grinding on some dude's junk and feeling his business coming through his britches there, and that song used to come on the radio like in the day.
That you were listening to?
Baby, when we're grinding, I get so excited. I try to hide it. I try, but I can't fight it. We're dancing real close. You getting so it's making me uncomfortable to even think about it. It's like when Boys to Men.
I've literally never heard of this song.
Everybody else knows this song. Like everybody knows what it is.
I don't think they do.
Head gamer says,
"I'm going to steal your horse."
I'm going to steal your horse outright. Not I'm going to on a steel horse I ride. From Wanted Dead or Alive. Kelly Colby cheered 100 for my ignorance. See, Groove knows what I'm talking about.
Look at my socket mid.
Feel a little poke coming through on you. Those are amazing, and I need you to come paint those kinds of things. It was who did this? Who is the source of this? The artist was Next, and they got an award for a Top Hot 100 song. Yeah, step back. Let's see. This is like an afternoon easy listening radio song that would come on and your kids are in the car. Baby, when we're grinding, I get so excited. Ooh, you know I like it. I try, but I can't fight it. Oh, you're dancing real close, swaying real slow. You're making it hard for me.
Hot, get it? She said.
Yeah, makes me want you so bad sexually, oh girl.
Wait, did you really listen to the radio when we lived in West Virginia? Because the radio there was pants.
I know. I was like 12. I didn't have my own sense of music yet. It was just whatever was on. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
You would just listen to stuff?
Yeah, I didn't have I grew up listening to country on the radio with my parents. Then the only radio station worth a nickel in Beckley was a radio station that played songs from like 2 years before. We're just now getting. And then finally, the Lord smiled upon me and gifted me with the era of pop punk and stuff. So I got really into like MXPX and Green Day and Blink-182 and Newfoundland. That's what really defined my interest in music. While you went out to a shed and just banged on saws and power drills and yelled, and you were like, this is music.
Yeah, but I didn't get into that until much, because I don't think I listened to music at all because we were exposed to the country at the barns when we were riding, and I hated it. Like, I knew I did not like that.
Yeah.
And I think because I didn't have exposure to anything else that I didn't listen to it. Like, I did not get into music until Doom Eternal. Yes.
Yes.
The excitement. Yeah. But I knew when I started listening to music what I liked and what I did not. And I was unwilling to listen to stuff I did not like because it hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. Your family doesn't really listen to music that much. Like you didn't listen to it in the car. Every time I rode with you guys somewhere, the radios were off. Where like
my parents did not listen to music. Mom would play like Ace of Base CDs and stuff when we'd go to the lake and the beach, but
yeah,
that was it.
My parents, I don't think I've ever been around my family without some noise going on besides us talking to each other, like news on the TV or music in the car or whatever, and then people talking. There's just always some noise everywhere.
I don't think Stephanie and Mom could have handled it. I don't know that it would have bothered me and Dad, but I think, oh my God.
What is that sound?
Jacob leaves the patio door open, and then he's like power tooling.
Is that what that sound was?
Yeah, hold please. I need to close the door.
Okay, we're gonna just pause it right there for a second. We'll wait for Jacob. Jacob's out there like building a trebuchet.
Nah. I'm the King Zoran in Ocarina. Weep, weep, weep.
When he scoots, it's that. Oh, I love that picture of like that moment you realize that all the water in Hyrule flows through King Zora's butt cheeks.
Butt. Yes,
because he's sitting on the waterfall. I heard a thing. Scott Johnson was saying he had a theory that all water that we drink is actually just a bunch of dead raccoons in a river, and there's like 3 chemicals just making all that bad stuff go away. And I told that to Stephanie. I was like, something about dead raccoons. She's like, yeah, that checks out. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. There's just dead animals in the river everywhere, and we've got our water treatment plants like dipping iodine in the water, going, that'll take care of it.
No, it's the what is it? The C9 from Teflon.
Yeah. They make new like PGBC. What's the chemical in Teflon? OAPO?
It was
ACDC?
C9. And then they rebranded it via another company. It's the same shit.
PFOAs.
It does the same thing.
PFOAs.
POFAs.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's PFOAs. So now they make like titanium frying pans and stuff that are PFOA free. There's probably some new thing in there. By the way, I have a question for you, and this is not related to anything of consequence. It might be. If I go to the grocery store and I buy a pepper, and I take that pepper home and I take the seeds out of that pepper and I try to grow more peppers, they won't work because of Monsanto, right? If they're not an organic pepper.
No. So what Monsanto does is they disallow the farmers from using excess to grow more. So
With
they
chemicals.
come in at the end. I don't know if it's chemically controlled or they just come in and say, give me all your stock.
Okay.
Now that, I'm a little unsure as to if they are genetically unable to, but I mean, because I grow stuff all the time. Well, I buy organic.
Yeah, so do we. And if we buy seeds, we usually get them like at Lowe's. Because I'm thinking about turning the whole front yard into a farm. Because every time I go to the grocery store, I realize that we're really in kind of a pickle. And
Yeah.
we need to probably think about things because
Victory Garden, baby.
yeah, because that mess over there, like I go in the grocery store and I'm like, I know they've restocked and there's still nothing. I don't think a truck can carry enough items to fill a store right now. Like I think you would
So
have to
here's
get
my
like 4
question.
trucks at once.
Is this an indictment on the way Americans eat, and because we do not have access to the restaurants like we normally do, that people are having to buy more food and cook? Or Stephen.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
you took a deep breath before that one.
I'm struggling with humanity. Great. I haven't been on social media in 5 days, and it's been glorious. Okay, so are we so stupid that we're going out and we're just panic buying shit? Like people that don't understand how to put food together, and it's is it leading to lots of waste, or is it an offset because we eat out so often that we're buying more?
So there may be a show that's going to get recorded tomorrow that is going to talk about some of this. Shameless plug. But I think it's a little bit of both. I think we're used to people, two things, sporadically purchasing. Like everybody doesn't normally go buy everything on the same day. That doesn't happen. We squeezed everybody buying everything into like a 3-day period almost. That was a problem. And then the restaurant shut down. People can still take out. They can still drive through, which is handling some of that overflow. But it's not near to the extent that it used to be. People going out on a date, people taking the family to a place to sit down and eat. You don't do that anymore. So that's becoming a little bit messy. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you're looking at panic buying has caused a lot of this. And then you're also looking at the way we need some data science to look at all this. But the way people behave matters. Yeah, like Hammerdorf said, it's like a run on a bank. There's just if everybody go to a bank and get all their cash out at once, that bank would fall over because it doesn't literally have all their cash there. It has their digit.
Enough for the people that get it.
Yeah, it stores their digit. They know how much digit they have, but nobody really has money. Everybody's for serious. You have a digit assigned to you in an account number. You don't actually have any money. Let that sink in for a second. The only money you have is what's in your pocket and whatever gold and silver you've stashed away because you're a wise miser. But you don't have any money. You just have a digit that says that you have money, which is not the same.
That the bank owes you this, at which point, if they don't have it to give it to you, tough shit, right?
Yeah, you can come get it. But
yeah, well, Kelly makes a good point. Like the aisles, like when tornadoes and snowstorms and all that good stuff, like there's still food left. And the power, like, and you're banking on the power being out for at least a week when stuff like that happens. Like when we were in West Virginia, we're like, okay, if we're gonna get a blizzard, we need to have like a week's supply of food because power might not be on, and you might not be able to get out, yada yada yada. Like, what? Okay, so something I've never had to think about before is diapers, right? Because I've got a giant Yeti child on the way that will probably be full of crap.
They come equipped with that feature.
So what? Apparently, like they can poop on you after they're born. Where you know they like hospitals do skin to skin now, and both of the women that have delivered in the last couple of days are like, yeah, my baby shit on me. I'm like,
my baby didn't poop for 3 days. No, it's a black tar poop. Sam didn't poop for 3 days. That's why I was a panicked father for 3 days.
That's not abnormal. They start, looking into it after that point. But yeah. But yeah, so now there's a run on diapers. So not only are people stockpiling toilet paper, but they're stockpiling diapers. And I'm like, I swear to God, if I can't get an effing diaper for my unborn child, I will kill everyone. Like, if I see you buying diapers and you are not pregnant or don't have a child on each teat, I will stab you in the anus with a pitchfork.
Yeah, and because you should go out and, I mean, we all know that you're going to be a murderous woman in defense of this child to prepare. My mom already told me that. She pegged you. She's like, Ashley's going to kill somebody. I'm like, probably. That's probably true. But people say wrap a t-shirt around them and there's so many other options. I'm like, well, sort of. Well, sort of other options. You can use a t-shirt, but it's inconvenient for sure.
If
And
you're prepared to do like reusable diapers, and that's I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get some stuff for reusable diapers. I don't necessarily want to do that because
yeah,
who enjoys washing shit out of fabric?
nobody.
Yeah, but it's just like, stop. Like, just seriously stop. Stop being stupid. Take a breath. If you are asinine enough to go out and buy 17 months worth of toilet paper, but you still go to effing Costco where people from out of state are going, breathing the same contaminated motherfucking air to get your motherfucking toilet paper, you're an idiot. And I don't know that I would be terribly sorry if you didn't recover from whatever stupid virus you got in your toilet paper fort.
Just imagine all these people in little forts in their houses. Like, look what I have done.
Idiots. Like, just because I'm watching people, and then like people are like, this is why I went off social media, because I see so many comments about sorry, it's so frustrating. They're like, people are like, oh, it's the boomer killer, and I don't get to go to my sports balls and blah blah blah. I'm like, what the like, oh my god. Like, it's not necessarily even about it affects you or not. It's affecting the healthcare system. So you go out and be a dumbass and get everyone sick because you're asymptomatic and like you've wiped out half the 80-year-olds. They're all in the hospital. Guess what happens if you fucking break your knee? You're going to go to the hospital and be like, yeah, you're not going to die. So you can just sit there for a week and have your knee heal while we take care of the people that are actually sick. So it may not affect you, but it's going to affect you because it's the freaking healthcare system.
They don't know. I know a millennial very close to me. I am a millennial if you really look at the chart there. But like the first thing, oh, well, this is really wrecking my plans. I'm like, it's wrecking a lot of people's plans. There's dead people everywhere. Yeah, are you serious right now? I'm like, so now they're just telling people, like, they're telling everybody, they're like, any news story where a younger person is in the hospital is going to be a headline because they want young people to stop being a bunch of freaking idiots. And that would be good. But anyway, we started the show with, we're not going to talk about this. And we talked about it. I mean, I'm
just pissed about the diapers.
I kind of committed to not talking about it so everybody could have a break from talking about it. And then we talked about it. So instead,
I have a thing.
Yes.
So, okay. You guys know I had this ADHD screening that I've been excited about for weeks. I'm like, okay, great. Like, I can get some like CBT going on and some more stuff and maybe solidify what's wrong and what's not, or if I'm just a lazy piece of shit, nothing's actually wrong with me. Like, so excited. So the night before they call, and they're like, we're gonna do a Skype call because reasons. I'm like, okay, great. I don't care. That's so the call opens and I'm like in my cat ears and I got my microphone. I'm like professional. And I'm looking up the doctor's nose via Blair Witch Project with the laptop on her lap. And I'm like, oh God, okay.
She's got her phone up her nose. Like, I'm scared.
Yeah, like, and then when she's typing, she's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my God. I'd ask her to repeat herself like 50 times. I'm like,
you had a meeting with Pizza the Hut? I really want to help you with your ADD.
She starts out the conversation. Okay, so you're wanting the ADHD screening, and I'm like, yes, for the fourth time. I'm glad we've confirmed this. Get through 30 minutes of her asking me about my family and if I'm gonna kill people. I just burped. Sorry.
There's a baby just like shoving liquid up your throat.
That was just ginger beer. Like, just, we talked about COVID-19 for like 15 minutes. She's like, are you stressed out about that? I'm like, no. I was like, I don't really get stressed out about much. I'm like, I would like to have 2 effing bathrooms, so every time my butt hits the toilet, Jacob's not, "Honey, I have to pee." I'm like, "You should have thought about that. I'm pregnant." Go dangle your wiener out the
He can
window.
pee on the back porch. It's not that big of a deal.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't interrupt a pregnant woman in the bathroom because you have to pee. If you have a penis, you take that shit elsewhere.
He can go pee in the toilet hole down in the basement. All he has to do is take that lock thing off, and then he can pee in the
I
pipe.
would stick my dick out a window and pee if I could. Like, if I had a wiener, it would just be like, pew, 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 and see if, like, I could hit bugs on the way out.
Oh my gosh.
Have you guys not done that?
Oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard. No,
So
I mean,
anyway.
I've never peed out of the window of a moving vehicle, but now it's on my bucket list.
Oh.
So I'm gonna do it.
Oh, really?
No, I've never done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear pants. I would be all the I would be free balling it in
Just
some
be helicoptering all over the house. Louis!
So anyway, like, this is like, I'm so glad I tell everybody the show is. So. But okay, so this, we get through the thing, and she's like, "All right, well, I don't do neuropsych testing, so you're gonna have to go to this doctor or this doctor to have the ADH screening done." And I'm like, "Excuse me? Could you repeat that shit?" I was like, "I thought that's what this was." And she's like, no. This was just the initial. But now you have, you can go and come back to us. And she's like, "I'm going to make you an appointment for tomorrow at 10." And I'm like, "For what?" She's like, "Well, for therapy." I'm like, "For what?"
You haven't even diagnosed me yet.
Like, and she's like, "Well, you can't take medicine because you're pregnant." And she's like, "If you're going to breastfeed." And I'm like, "Okay, I understand that. I knew that going into it. But also, fuck you in the nose, you time wasting, insurance billing piece of shit. I paid $30 out of my copay for this after you already billed my insurance." I was so pissed. And she's like, "And if that doctor doesn't work, just Google neuropsych testing." I'm like, that's
That's
the
your answer.
professional. I was like, "Is it neuropsychiatry or neuropsychology?" No, just neuropsych. Steven.
I mean, I don't even know what to tell you. That's to me, that's
was
unprofessional.
That's not even unprofessional. I'm like, you charged my insurance for something you told me was going to happen, and your office doesn't even effing do it. Like, I ended up talking to HG, and I'm like, "I am calm now because of you. Otherwise, I would have burned their office down."
Yeah, because HG is actually a licensed whatever you're looking for, but and could give you information you could use and was helpful. It sounds like whoever you went to. I'm with Hammer Dwarf. It sounds like a quack. Sounds like you went to a old duck. Whack.
I mean, like, she's got her degree and everything,
I
and
mean,
it's a legitimate office. They've got great reviews, but I'm like, if you're there to make money, which you were, she's like, "Well," because I said something about, my mom's got a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, "It's not diagnosed. She's just an anxious human." She's like, "Well, she can come see me." She's like, "Because of HIPAA, I won't talk between patients." And I'm like,
yeah. Oh, so a good counselor therapist will generally not take clients from the same social sphere, just because if one were to bring up something about that, it's very hard for a person to separate when they actually know a thing. Like, when you actually know what the two are doing, I would imagine that would take a great degree of skill. I know of at least one that doesn't see family members outside of, like, I will see your family member so that your family member can assist you with your problem, but I won't treat their problems.
"Oh, yeah."
I'll just help them work out tools to help you with what you've got going on, but not in a sense that I'm going to tell them anything. Or just like, here's some ways you can support this condition and, be there and all that stuff. But, like, most of them don't do that. Like, they won't go, "Hey, I'll treat husbands and wives on different days," and completely be like ethical guideline. Thank you, head gamer.
I mean, I was like, "I don't care. I just don't understand what that has to do with."
Oh yeah. I went off on a tangent. Yes.
Well,
But
no. To her, I told her, I'm like, "I don't care if you, like, if my entire family came to see you, but like, at what point does this start specifically? If, like, be my appointment and not COVID-19 slash bring me more money
Yeah, you need to find
slash.
another doctor. I'm with
Oh my
Og.
God.
I have a degree. It isn't that hard to get one. Did you see if her degree was from American Samoa or if it was
It was
real?
about to be a 4th degree burn because I was gonna torture Office.
Oh, sick birds. That's great. You want to do a factoid?
Yes.
I'm glad. Are you going to find somebody different? Are you going to go take an actual test? I mean, you're kind of down to the wire on babies now.
Well, now I'm just like, I don't want to Google another freaking whatever.
I don't want to
know.
Google
I
a
don't.
doctor.
Know.
It sounds
Yeah.
inappropriate. Let's do a factoid. The queen yellow jacket lays all. Excuse me, I got a burp. All right, I'm better now. The queen yellow jacket lays all of the eggs in a colony. She fertilizes each egg as it is being laid using stored sperm from the spermatheca, occasionally skipping an egg. These unfertilized eggs, having only half as many genes as the queen or the workers, develop into male drones. Yellow jackets are a-holes. Did you put that? Did you put that last part in there?
I did.
Well done.
HG Enjoy Train to Busan. It's such a good movie. Such a good movie.
Stephanie is begging for me to watch that movie with her. And
so good.
I want to. I'm just having a real hard time with my 2 hours a night of personal time sitting down and watching a movie. I've got to be like,
Yeah.
I have to want it real bad, especially when every occupied moment of the day is now consumed with a person vying for my attention instead of being at a small school where he can have the attention of lots of other small people. He's now mine all day, every day. And there's no grandparent to hand him to because he's a vector. He's a walking vector machine who's like, there's nothing. Anyway.
I mean, on the upside, after you guys have been quarantined for the next 2 weeks, well, no, because just going grocery shopping, you could pick it up. Never mind.
You reset your clock every time you go out the door. Like, I went to the store tonight and I'm like, here I am. Got to wait another 2 weeks because I just went out to the grocery store. Can't talk to anybody. And then Stephanie goes, and it's like 2 weeks. And we go home. And it's like, Sam's at 2 weeks too because I went home with the stuff from the grocery store and my germs that I picked up there. And it's just like, I mean.
We had 3 people in our house today.
Yeah, they brought wherever they were, they brought it with them, and
the one guy was coughing. His son has a stomach virus, and the other guy shows up. He's like, yeah, I just got over that stomach virus. I'm like, y'all stay the hell away from me. Like the hell. Like you go, don't look at me, don't talk near me. And then like I went and Lysoled everything they breathed on.
So Stephanie told me that stomach bugs, the only way you could get them is by feces or vomit. So as long as they didn't poop or vomit on you,
they used our toilet, so they could have rubbed their feces hole on the toilet.
There was a dude changing the carpet in our house once, and he took a massive crap in the upstairs bathroom, and it smelled for like an hour after they left. Like, it smelled horrible.
Oh, that's gross.
Like, I mean, I want him to go poop. If you need to go, you need to go. I would hate to be in that position, but my Lord, it stunk. Like, to high heaven. Like, it was like if somebody walked in the bathroom and just took the entire toilet, threw it out the window, and let the sewer gas just come up the pipe. He was the Wake County sanitation system in his organs. Like, it was the worst.
His gut bacteria is not good.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, I'm real glad he felt like he just needed to and he was able to get it done. Because, we had a termite inspection. We were going to buy the house, and the termite dude found clothes and poop pants under the house. So that guy should have come out and just used the bathroom, but there was just poop pants everywhere.
Wait, like adult poop pants?
Yeah, like poop pant. Like, he pooped his pants. And he, like, took his underwear off and, like, whatever second shirt he had and rolled it all up and then left it under the house.
So someone shit under your house. What did they emerge? So an adult male crawls under a building and then emerges naked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, emerges without any underwear. He had pants on. But...
Oh, so they were poop boxers.
Yeah, well, I mean, or briefs or whatever.
Like, was it like a shart? Like, woo, surprise!
I don't know. The termite guy acted like it was some serious business, but he's like, I went ahead and took care of it for you. And I'm like, can I tip you
What,
like a
were
lot
they
of money?
his pants?
Oh,
just in
snap.
case you saw him.
That's a really good point. Nah, he would have been a lot more shaky if he had pooped under a house and had to go in and talk to the owner. He was pretty chill. So unless he does this all the time and he's just a crawl space pooper, the crawl space poop bandit, I think he was okay. I think the guy was legit.
Kelly, I'm changing my epic story.
Oh, Smash, I'm writing mine, and I'm just like, I had to skip a gunfight. I can't write this gunfight. I can't lay the people out where they need to be for all the events to happen that need to happen. So I skipped it, and I'm pretending the gunfight is over, and I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to insert gunfight.
Okay, so you're just momentarily moving for momentum. You're not like just saying F this, I can't.
I wrote star, caps lock, this gunfight sucks balls, star, and then I hit enter twice, and then I started writing what happens after the gunfight.
I've noticed Kelly and I do that too. Like, we'll write something and be like, this sucks, I'll fix it later. And then just...
Yeah. So it's like, I really want my lead character to have a conversation with a rattlesnake, and I just want to get there. And if I can get there, then everything goes well. And you're welcome for that little breadcrumb I could throw you, because you're gonna want to read this, and I'm really excited.
I do want to read it. So if you could, finish it quickly, and then Griffin,
subscribe for 3 months with the tier 1 sub. Griffin is amazing. Shout out to the Griffin. Hey, you two, lovely to see you as well, Griffin. So happy to run into you.
I feel like that was one of those like 1990s like radio.
Hey, Griffin with the $2 pledge. Thank you, Griffin.
But then you got to play the what?
No, yeah, what is the, like, I don't know. What's a good one? I don't have any good ones.
And that's the best one.
There, that will do it. World news section. Chad repaying $100 million debt to Angola with cattle. Okay, that's all right.
So not like Chad, but the country.
Yeah, there's a person named Chad. He's like, I owe you $100 million. Here's some cows. Chad is repaying Angola with a debt of $100 million with cattle. Angola's state-run newspaper has reported. Ooh, state-run newspaper. I'm already sketchy about it. Is that like Fox News? I'm sorry. The unusual agreement is seen as creating a win-win situation for both nations. Chad is short of cash while Angola needs cattle. Oh, I got what you need, and you owe me money, and oh boy, here we go. More than 1,000 cows arrived by ship in Angola's capital, Luanda, as the first payment. I'm not sure if this is a real country. Is Angola a real country?
You're like, are they about to ask me for my credit card?
Because Angola and Luanda sound like two people that would be like trying to start some sort of enterprise. Mary Kay. Hello, I'm here with
multi-level management
marketing. Hi, my name is Angola, and I'm here with my assistant Luanda, and we're here to talk to you about an opportunity to make some money off other people's money making.
I just realized. I think we all just realized you were calling it Angola instead of Angola.
I mean, at least I didn't call it Angola.
I was like, Angola.
Look, I got the microphone, and that's a word on the screen, and I didn't feel like it sounded right. He's gonna
continue reading it like a.
Yeah, screw you guys. I read it how I want to. No, I'll change. I'm capable of taking new information and reacting to it by doing something different. In total, Angola would receive 75,000 cattle over 10 years, meaning it has accepted payment of $1,333 per animal. Did I say it wrong again?
No, I was laughing at Og because he thinks your geography is funny.
It's pretty terrible.
It's different. Like, even if you know it in your head, if you see it written versus hearing it, or vice versa. Like, if you've read something your entire life and never heard it pronounced, you probably are pronouncing it differently.
There is a small house elf in the back of my brain going, "This is wrong. What you're saying is wrong," but I just ignored it because I'm like, it feels wrong. You know, when you feel you feel like you're doing something stupid, but you can't really put your finger on it, and you're not really driven by it enough to go, I should change. So you just keep going.
Literally the moment I wake up to the moment I lay down, yes.
Yes,
I am familiar.
Okay. Chad would send a further 3,500 head of cattle later this month. Chad had proposed repaying the 2017 debt with cattle, and Angola had agreed because it would help the southern African state rebuild its cattle population in drought-affected areas. Angola is often hit by drought, causing animals to die of hunger and thirst and leaving many villagers destitute. Although oil-rich, the country
is... Jacob.
Yeah, that's so sad. Gosh. Although oil-rich, the country is still striving to recover from the legacy of a 27-year-old civil war that ravaged the country after independence. Chad is described by the World Health Organization of Animal Health as a livestock farming country par excellence, with about 94 million head of cattle. Livestock account for 30% of Chad's exports and is its main source of foreign exchange after oil. I didn't even know Chad was a country until In the Army Now with Pauly Shore from like 1998. Anybody remember that movie?
I don't remember that movie, but I knew Chad was a country. I just didn't like.
You didn't care. You didn't care.
It come up.
You don't even know where Chad is.
I just really have been enjoying you going, Chad. Chad.
Chad.
Chad.
I really liked it, the Army
It's
Now.
hard to say Chad and not be like 80.
Pauly Shore movies are a guilty pleasure for me. Where is Chad?
I like Biodome. What's
yeah,
another one?
Biodome's a guilty pleasure. Son-in-Law, Encino Man. That had Brendan Fraser.
I liked that because the
caveman.
Yes, the mummy dude.
I like Samwise Gamgee in Encino Man.
He's in that.
Yeah, Sean Astin is Encino Man. It's great.
Wait, no, I thought mummy dude was the.
He's the caveman, but Sean Astin is one of the guys that discovered him. Sean Astin and Pauly Shore discover Brendan Fraser buried in the ice.
Who is Sean Astin?
Samwise, man, Sam and Frodo, yo, and the Goonies.
He's the puffy guy from
the puffy guy, Stranger Things.
Yes, the puffy guy.
Yeah, that Sean Astin's the greatest. His mom was Patty Duke. If anybody's curious about that, I learned that at trivia when I got the answer wrong. No, we got the answer right. Because the lady at the bar was like, we're not playing. Do you guys know that? When I said no, he goes, it's Patty Duke. And we're like, holy crap, you're on our team. And so she would know this random crap. She turned around and be like, it's this. And we're like, what? That's amazing. Yeah, so anyway.
Brendan Fraser. Yes. Did you already say that?
It's Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, now I don't know what he does. He was raised by Gomez Adams? I did not know that. The only Gomez...
Wait, who?
The only Gomez I know is Raul Julia from the movies. I didn't really watch the TV show.
Neither
but now I know. Yeah, and he was Mikey Walsh, and he was Rudy. Rudy.
Oh, yeah, he was in the Goonies.
Yeah, that's such a great movie. We should go back and watch the Goonies. Small Town News. I'm sorry I let the segue step on your moment.
No, I was just saying you and I have to watch Dogma at some point in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got to watch it. I need to figure out how to watch it because I'm gonna watch it and I've got a system. I just haven't tested it yet.
I may need to borrow your system.
You may have to borrow my system to see the movie that you can't get anywhere. So whatever.
Yeah,
everybody.
I've heard it is ungettable.
It is ungettable. You can't get it on the Amazon because they only have VHS and DVDs that cost $90 and like. Why is this movie not available? Like, it should be somewhere. Like, ridiculous. I hope Kevin Smith gets the rights back to his entire catalog and just roadshow the whole thing.
Does he not have the rights to his own show?
Nobody has the rights to the stuff they make. It all belongs to some studio somewhere. It's really an unfair system. Like, I mean, Kelly just now got rights back to her books. She didn't own her books for a minute there.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Bull crap.
Yeah, I kind of...
Yeah, let's see. Ace Cougar says $106 for Dogma on Blu-ray, $40 for DVD. That's a lot of money.
You've got to be shitting me. Like, for real?
Yeah, for real. You can't buy it anywhere, so it's, people want it. Everybody wants their religious satire and their Jay and Bob.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, Kelly
I'm
got her
just
rights back
watching it
easy.
so I can talk to you and Travis.
Which is fair enough.
New Mexico man says he unknowingly stole TVs while drunk. Whoops.
Happens to me all the time. Totally believe it.
I mean, that would have been a lot harder like 20 years ago when the TVs were bigger than my pregnant belly.
You need like 75 people to carry one of those old Sony TVs.
And like if you don't have it balanced correctly, it just goes bloop.
Oh yeah, it just shatters everywhere.
A New Mexico man is facing charges after he told police he unknowingly stole 2 televisions while drunk. Cummings. Is that supposed to be Sergeant or is his name Sage?
Sage. Sage is a good name.
Sergeant Aaron Cummins.
No, it's definitely a sage. He's not a sergeant because he's not a policeman.
Oh my God, that's his. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You got a name, son. Sage Aaron Cummins. Really? Was arrested following his arrival to the victim's apartment to return the TVs. An officer was investigating a burglary when Cummins approached him and admitted he had stolen the TVs from the home. He said he was very intoxicated when he entered the residence. Good on him for how would he know where to return it though?
Well, maybe he's drunk while he's returning it, because you know how you get drunk and you learn something and you have to be drunk again to remember it?
Yeah.
If you study while drunk,
yeah. Subscribe to that, and I'm like, you guys just want to be drunk all the time. This is bullshit.
Yeah, you got to get drunk to be drunk, or to learn drunk. I was trying to think of something.
To learn drunk. Cummins said he only remembered knocking on the door, and when it was apparent no one was home, he entered the residence. He said he did not remember what happened after that. I can't breathe. He woke up at 8:30 the next day and noticed he had 2 TVs in his room. He was informed 2 days later who the televisions belonged to by a mutual friend of his and the victim. He told police he wanted to make things right and return stolen items. The 24-year-old was arrested and charged with receiving stolen property. He was released on an unsecured bond. Aw, like I struggle with that because yes, you crimed, but your intent was not to crime.
You did not intend. Yeah, you did not intend to crime. You were trying to fix the crime you did, and no harm, no foul. Everybody got their TV back. Like, if somebody stole your TV and you were mad for like a day, and then they came back to your house and were like, "I stole your TV, and I didn't mean to. Here is it back," but the police are there at the same time. What do? Do you go, whoa, don't worry about it. We've handled this in our own fashion. But they would arrest him anyway, wouldn't they?
Yeah, at that point, it's not like a civil thing; it's a criminal thing. So it's not your decision to press charges or not.
Why
Kelly,
not?
I'd make them mow my lawn or something.
It was my TV. Why did the police get to arrest somebody if I've decided I don't care?
Because it's a criminal and not a issue.
Oh, you talk too low and your auto gain is off, so that cut out like 4 times. You have to yell into your microphone. I forgot.
It's like, don't whisper. What the hell's the matter
If
with
you whisper, the microphone can't pick you up, so you go away. So what did you say?
It is a criminal misdemeanor and not a civil issue. So criminal,
But he broke into my house. He didn't break into a random gas station.
But he stole and then removed property. So
from me.
Right. But your rights are protected via criminal law.
There's a test. I'm going to come steal your TV and then tell the police I stole it, and we're going to see if I go to jail.
Let's not. I would like for my child to see his uncle, when the quarantine is lifted.
Could you imagine?
Not through a different sort of...
The podcaster who does weird news attempts to steal TV and thwart the legal system.
So, if you and I got into an argument inside my house and there was no pushing or shoving or whatever, I could go and say, I don't know how to explain this.
It's because this doesn't make any sense.
It does. So if somebody broke into a house and stole something and then left and like the owners weren't there to press charges or yada yada yada, the neighbors call, the cops are still going to dispatch, and if they find the people that stole the goods, you're still going to get in troubles because you broke into someone's house and you stole things. And this is what the guy did. He broke into someone's house and he stole things. It doesn't matter that he took it back. I think it should. I don't think he should have had I think he should have been released and not on bond. But
I think you if it's between two people, you know, like, I mean, do you remember the guys that shot each other with the rifle in the yard and their bulletproof vests? Who's at fault for something like that? Both of them?
So that depends. If they're discharging a weapon in an area where you cannot discharge a weapon, then they both get in trouble. They've discharged a weapon in an area where they can't discharge a weapon. If it's on private property and nobody finds out, nobody gets in trouble.
Okay, so it's all about getting caught. I'm starting to learn how crime works. If you don't get caught, you don't get in trouble. Okay. If he had returned
so how about this? If he would have returned and the cops weren't there, and then the people would have been like, you know what? Like, Jack, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Nothing would have happened because it wouldn't have been a reported crime.
Because he would have just returned the TVs secretly and then so he got caught returned. I see. I'm understanding how criminals work now. Goal, don't be seen doing the crime or undoing it after you did it.
Do not get caught at any point during your crimening.
Okay, I got you. I'm down. All right, now I've got enough information to enact my own criminal enterprise. I'll just tell all the guys, don't get caught when you go in the jewelry store, and when you go put the jewelry back after the party that you're going to where you need jewelry, then also don't get caught then either. I got
Borrowing without permission.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Yet if one person repeatedly beats up another and the victim doesn't want to press charges, the police just walk away. That's domestic disputes, right? We're talking about domestic violence there. I don't know if I'm ready to go into that territory.
Well, if an officer sees the abuse, then that's immediately they have to take action. If it's hearsay and they know what's going on, but like there was nobody there to witness it.
Okay.
Because this guy walked up to a cop and admitted he broke and installed the television. He admitted to committing a crime, so the cop has to arrest him. If the abuser admits and says, "Yeah, I kicked the shit out of her. I tied him up in town on his face with a screwdriver," then that's automatic, right?
Yeah,
But
I gotcha. So
if they get called out for a domestic dispute, that's a he said, she said, where there's no nobody had any line of sight to what actually happened, then you can choose to press charges or not.
Okay.
But just because you press charges doesn't mean anything's necessarily going to happen because it can be disproved later.
Gotcha. See, this is what one semester of law school will get you, folks. The right information.
Just enough to get in trouble.
Just enough to know how to talk about it on a podcast with some level of authority. So in other words, this guy could get a good attorney and end up like on probation for 6 weeks or something stupid, depending on how that goes. Because they could
get off completely.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get arrested. He's gonna go to trial. But in all likelihood, the dude was drunk. He was returning the TVs. If he's got no priors, he's probably good to go. There's probably a judge will be like, "Don't do anything stupid. Here's some probation. You're lucky this time."
Most of criminal law is a lawyer arguing intent or lack thereof.
Right. Yeah.
And
I got you.
That's 80% of it.
I have watched like 5.5 seasons of Better Call Saul now, so like I know the legal system. I know how this works. There's just lawyers talking to each other and trying to cut deals with each other and like let's do this, you do this, everybody's
gross.
happy. Yeah, and then they just walk in. Yeah, Hammerdorf said district attorney might just dismiss it. You might be thinking, this is stupid and it's not worth my time. I've got 17 murder cases and a drug charge, and you're trying to get me on a guy returning TVs. Like.
So, yeah.
He's going to walk right in there.
And even make it past the paralegal. The paralegal goes, this is stupid. And they don't pass it on, and then it doesn't even make it to the judge.
It just disappears. Meh. You know what I say to those people?
Stop eating my sesame cake.
That's what I have to say. It's the only thing I care
I'm eventually
about.
gonna watch that again.
Oh, it's such a good movie. Amy, good gorilla. The bad gorilla. It's such a great. Y'all, if you don't know Congo, you need to get to know it because it's real great.
I don't remember good or bad. I remember
Tim Curry eating cake and like talking about diamond mines. Like it's the greatest thing ever.
Girlfriend and boyfriend. Night Groove,
Night
sleep
Groove.
well.
It's a great movie, and I don't care who you are, because I like.
Wait, so you actually liked Congo?
I saw it when I was like 12. That's like every movie's cool when you're 12. But yeah, Tim Curry's in it.
The Relic was real good until I watched it like 10 years later, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was a bad movie y'all had me watch.
Those
Stephanie's
are
like, the
real.
Relic is so cool. And I'm like, this thing wants to eat people's hypothalamuses. This is the dumbest plot I've ever heard in my life.
I have the book. I found the book, and I'm like, I need to read this. I just don't know where it is right now.
You got to give Tim Curry props, you guys. Like, everybody's saying Congo's garbage. There's a volcano. There's Ernie Hudson. There's Tim Curry. There's a gorilla with a robot suit that can speak English. There's mutant gorillas who are, like, big and gray and, like, eat people. It's awesome. I don't know how you could not like it. Plus, Bruce Campbell's in it in the first 15 minutes and gets eaten. So, yay, Bruce Campbell.
Like we should have a stint where we watch movies that we enjoyed when we were little to see how they hold up now.
Oh, that's a bad idea. We're going to break every movie we love.
Yeah.
See, Hammerdorf is going to watch it now because I said Bruce Campbell's in it. Take that. Oh, man. There's
I just like Bruce No, go.
No, you go.
No.
No, you
go.
I don't even know. I wasn't
pregnant.
going to say anything important.
Yes, you were. You don't remember what you're going to say at all, do you?
No, except that Tim Curry's great in everything, including Fern Gully, because he was the evil acid monster.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was the acid monster that like came out of the tree and was like blah 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 blah, and like I don't know. I had a crush.
Pollution, like
yeah, he was pollution, and I had a crush on the fairy girl.
She was pretty cool looking. I remember I wanted to be the fairy.
Yeah,
I don't remember literally anything else about that movie.
It's just so they had a tendency just to draw female characters with no clothes back then. That was their thing. So you're like, this is a very pretty fairy girl. Well, it's because like she's got it's drawn like Ariel in Little Mermaid, except there's no fins.
She'd be naked.
Pretty much. I mean, might as well be naked. Jeez, didn't have no clothes on. No, it's not that bad. But it's definitely
oh my god, guys. Speaking of naked, so Jacob, I don't understand, and I guess it's because we've been doing renovations of the house for the last 2 years, but he has gone from a good collection of shorts and jeans and dress pants to one pair of wearable jeans. And that's it. Like, I'm not even kidding. Every time he wears a pair of pants now, because it sags in such a manner, and he won't wear a belt to keep it up, that he'll bend over to grab something and it'll pull just right because they're, old jeans, and it'll just rip. And he did this and so he's been wearing his nice shorts, and he's got 50 billion old scroungy white like undershirts. He won't wear them while he's working. He'll wear the new ones. I just went out and bought them. And he's like, well, these are yellow now. Like, that's because you just spent 14 hours painting, and there's paint on it, and there's grease stains and everything else that you've done to it. And so today he had his one pair of pants on that he owns that is not scroungy, and like a dress shirt on. And he was out working in the garage, and he came back in the house like, do you think it would behoove you to maybe take your one pair of pants off and put on a crappy pair of pants? Because his drawers are full of shorts and jeans. He just keeps ripping them all.
I feel for him. Like, if I walk in, I'll start doing stuff in my nice pants, and I don't want to change. Like, I've ruined plenty of nice shirts while painting because I just didn't want to put on a different shirt.
Yeah, but then you have 50 drawers of shitty shirts that you can't wear and like 2 good shirts. And I'm like, you're just like, these aren't disposable shirts. Like, I don't just go buy you a new one every time you get paint on it. Like, other shirts.
They do have disposable shirts. Walmart sells these shirts that are like $3. They're like wearing 80 grit sandpaper, but they work really well when you're just like doodling around the house.
And yet you wear your good shirts to paint.
Yeah, because they're not, the 80 grit sandpaper shirts aren't comfortable.
You're like, they hurt my nipples.
I've never had like the nipple problem when running. Like people put the Band-Aids on their nipples. Like I've never had like I mean I'm not like a distance runner, but I run a 3K or a 5K, and I've never understood the nipple chafing. Do some people's nipples just point out like Vienna sausages? Like toward
I'm assuming that's a dude thing, or like if you're a woman and can get away with not needing thing.
Nipple chafing. I just have not experienced this in my running career. I've experienced like my legs rubbing together, and that's a bad news time. Like then you're like walking like a cowboy after you're done running. Oh boy. Okay, for a 5K, no. For a half marathon or longer, you need the Band-Aids. I've seen runners with blood running down their shirts from gosh, why are we doing this to ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have like loose shirts. Well, because I mean, chicks like we wear. You don't want your tatas bouncing everywhere, so like we've got the sports bras, man.
Your boobs are like
suck you in.
Yeah, I mean, dudes don't wear bras. I mean, most dudes don't wear them, I guess. But
so is that the answer? Like some sort of real tight wife beater like.
I think the Band-Aids are plenty. I couldn't imagine bloody nipples, dude. I don't think I could handle it. I think I would just roll over and die on the side of the road. It's not.
Speaking of bloody nipples, real looking forward to breastfeeding.
Yeah, it's tough being a guy and trying to empathize, because like I know that's terrible, but I don't know how to say that's terrible. And if I just go, yeah, that sucks. Like it seems disingenuous, but like I really, I feel for you, but I can't because that's not my world.
So I've decided that sex toys are the answer to a lot of pregnancy issues.
Okay, do fill us in on your secrets. Special section, everybody. We're about to learn something.
Okay, so the women that just gave birth, of the first one, Elisa, she was like, guys, I'm literally crying every time I have my son. She's like, it makes my butthole pucker, and like I just cry because it hurts so badly. And they're like, well, you know, you get used to it. Your nipples have to toughen up. And I'm like, nipple clamp. do. So like, honest to God, if you know that's coming, like go get you a pair of some like pansy ass nipple clamps 3 months before you're due, and then just build up to like the Japanese black chain ones that when you pull they clamp down harder, right?
Oh gosh.
And so I mean, by the time the baby pops out, you're like, I can't feel this shit. Like, you know, you got some like toughened nipples.
Oh my God.
And like you and your partner get to have some fun. Like it's win-win.
This is okay. Well, thanks for the tip. Pregnant mothers everywhere can look forward to if stock in sex toy companies goes up, then you'll know that you made a difference for lives everywhere. Kelly says it's not true, but what do the butt plugs do? What are those for?
Well, I'm assuming they would stretch your anus out until like the skin would be a little more flexible. So if your baby's head circumference is like a watermelon plus a basketball mated with a beach volleyball, then your butthole's not going to rip in half.
It's not an anus issue is my favorite line from the chat tonight. It's not an anus issue.
But right, wouldn't the constant use of the butt plug or the butt sexoning like soften those tissues until your skin was like, okay. Well, because I mean, they tell you to massage that area down there. So you need lots of sex. So you go get the giant like dong of doom and just go to town on yourself with the biggin, and then like shove a butt plug up there and pull on your nipple clamps. You get to go.
You just like, oh my gosh. You just like jamming stuff up every orifice, pulling on nipple clamps. Husband walks in, baby, what are you doing? I'm preparing for the birth.
I did share this with the group, and they were like, "Oh my god." I don't know why they still talk to me.
because you're a real person. There's value in this.
Real people think of this.
Yeah, right. What was I talking to Stephanie about last night? She's like, I just got a glimpse inside your brain, and I don't even know what to do with it. And I'm gonna try to remember because I can't. It's not coming to me right now. It had something to do with Walmart. So whatever. It's like I'll remember
Did it have
later.
to do with dongs?
No, it didn't have to do with dongs. It was about it was like either a song or Walmart or something. Whatever. News bear left untold. Man, I'm really wishing I could remember what that was.
I was gonna say you should text these things immediately when they happen and share with the rest of us.
I know, but I'm so scatterbrained all the time. And I had a thought, and it was a good thought, and it's gone. It's never going to come back. Lost out in toilet paper stampede, an amusement arcade is giving customers the chance to win it. This is the one Corona story that we were going to have before Ashley and I started the show talking about Corona. The coronavirus outbreak has sparked panic buying of toilet paper and cleaning products in countries across the world. But one UK businessman is determined to spread some happiness among the anxiety and confusion. Rob Braddock, 48, who owns Braddock's Holiday Park in Westward Ho, Devon, in the southwest of England, has filled the toy grabber machines in his amusement arcade with two of the country's most sought-after sanitary products. Arcade customers could previously try their hand at grabbing Frozen 2 or Peter Rabbit toys from machines, but no more. They got evicted this morning, Braddock said of the toys, replacing them with toilet roll and hand sanitizer. Visitors can now pay 50p or 65 cents. What's 50p? Pence. 50 pence for 3 goes on the toilet roll grabber, or a pound a go for Carex, which Braddock described as the Rolls Royce of hand sanitizers. He told CNN that the decision was born of a desire to cheer people up in uncertain times. It's a bit of light relief with everything that's going on, he said. Hopefully it will raise a smile, which I think everybody needs. It's also an arcade, which is going to gather all the germs because everyone's touching all the things ever.
Yeah,
like arcades are not a good idea right now.
Yeah, gas pumps are bad.
I use the little like mitten condom gas pumper thing that you can get. Harris Teeter has them right there at the gas pump. You can put this little glove on, and it's like a #1 mitten, but it's for gas pumping.
Wait, is it just hanging there on a chain so everybody puts their hand in the glove?
They're disposable. There's a little red. You pull one off, and you put your hand in it, and you press all the buttons.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I've just been wearing like long sleeves everywhere, and then like taking it.
Yeah, but then you put the sleeve back on your face.
No, I chuck it immediately into the laundry when I get home.
Fair enough. Around the world, travel plans have been severely disrupted, and tens of millions of people remain in quarantine as part of global efforts to combat coronavirus. Supermarkets have been seen shortages of toilet paper and hand sanitizer as anxious consumers stockpile the products. Braddock said the family's business, which has been running since 1932, has received more than a dozen calls from potential customers who say they don't want to travel abroad for their holidays and would rather stay in the UK. As for his own coronavirus precautions, Braddock said staff have been able to wash their hands every half hour, which is particularly important for those handling money. Half hour's not going to do it, baby. You know how many times you touch your face? 5 times a minute, on average. That's how often you touch your face.
Especially if your hair's, like if you got long hair and it's down around your face, or if something tickles.
Oh, yeah. You're going to touch it. And you're going to notice. My mom was talking about the other. She's like, I get out of the car. I touch the thing going in the office. I go sit down at my computer. I use my hand sanitizer. I put my hands on the keyboard I was using yesterday. It's like no matter what you do, you're always like touching a thing again. And she's like, the steering wheel in the car. You go grocery shopping. You get in the car. You touch the steering wheel. You take your hands off the steering wheel. You go wash your hands. You go get back in the car. You touch the steering wheel. It's like... And this thing lives on plastics for like 3 days. Like
I carry
insane.
A little bottle of alcohol, and I spray everything down when I open the door, and I spray the door handle, and then I rub my hands, and then we spray our keys, our credit cards, and the thing, because I don't want to have Corona, baby.
No, you don't want Corona, baby. Jacob don't want Corona, baby. I don't want you guys to have a Corona, baby. That's whatever. But just keep on moving. But this is cool. This is a good idea. You know, I saw a little picture of some dudes playing poker and their chips were toilet paper rolls. Like, and big old mounds of toilet paper. I'm like, that's, you know, you do what you can to make yourself smile in these trying times.
It's funny, but it's frustrating. Like, stop buying toilet paper. Damn.
Yeah, and then they're like, I guess, I don't know where it started. Where did the toilet paper thing begin? I need to track it down and
the
discuss
only thing I can think of is in Japan, before we started having an issue, there was a rumor going around on social media that they were no longer going to get toilet paper imported from Korea. And so everybody's like, oh, shit. Well, if this is all that's left, then so Japan had no toilet paper anywhere. Like, they were bad. And I'm assuming that trickled its way this way.
But they're like toilet artists. Like, they use bidets all the time and stuff. What did they even need toilet paper for other than just to dry it off?
I am super jealous of everyone that has a real bidet right now. Like, super jealous.
Oh, people thought it caused diarrhea. But people thought that because they learned it from someone who just said something and had no basis for it whatsoever. And they just posted it somewhere that this is like a flu that gives you diarrhea. And somebody did it, and then somebody else saw that person do it and went, I don't know why they're doing it, but they just bought 3 toilet papers. And they said it was the virus, so I went and got 3 toilet papers. It's just, it's like the internet is a chain letter from hell. It's like, you remember
Stay off social media, you'll be happier.
You got a chain letter on your windshield, and it's like, if you print out 10 of these and put them on 10 cars, you'll make a wish. When I was 7, I thought that was amazing. I'm not 7 anymore. Chain letters are stupid. It's a waste of paper. Chain emails are stupid. But we still entertain them somehow. I don't understand. Thomas Jefferson said an uneducated America is the enemy of democracy. Hence why we have public school. Seems to not be working, Thomas Jefferson. Can you rise from the dead and help us? That would be great, because we ain't got this figured out yet.
You can Og said you could use a hose outside the window. That's a good idea.
You could do that. I mean, a lot of people were like, why are we doing toilet paper? If it's that big of a deal, poop and then immediately take a shower. Like, there's, sit in your sink.
Just go hang your butt in the freaking, bath area and just...
There's multiple ways to wash a tushy.
I told my Cinnamon group, I'm just going to take my kid outside and let him poop like a rabbit.
You're going to be an excellent mom. WTF section. WTF.
So we had the windows in here open all day, and there's just this fine grit of pollen on everything.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's all it's across the computer screens and on the stuff, so I'm just like, can't breathe.
It's yellow season.
Yeah. It needs to rain tomorrow. WTF?
WTF story. Yeah, that's the next part of the show.
Please jail woman who paid. Why do I get the jail things? Please jail woman who paid bail with marijuana scented cash. Okay, so let me read it before I jump.
Marijuana get high, am I right?
Lol. A Louisiana Stephen, that was so bad. Wait, this one. A Louisiana woman was arrested on drug charges after police determined the $5,000 in cash she used to post an inmate's bail had a strong odor of marijuana. Who gives a shit?
Who cares? I mean, all of our money has cocaine on it.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Her name! Sorry. Authorities began investigating Stormy Lynn Parfait.
I'm going to pull up to the TCBY and now order myself a Stormy Lynn Parfait.
Oh my God, that's so good. Shortly after she showed up at jail to pay the bond fee for an inmate being held there on drug charges. After catching a whiff of the cash, a detective searched her car while she was still at the jail and found nearly 40 grand more inside, along with
100.
100
That's
Klonopin?
that's 100. Were you hung
My
up on the number?
contacts blurred. My contacts blurred.
I didn't even have a comma in it.
I hate you.
Hold on,
With about
I'll
100
fix this in the notes for you right there. There. Is it easier to read now?
No, that actually broke everything in my head.
I put commas between
Ow.
each digit.
Oh my god, that was awful. 100 Klonopin pills. They're you don't call them, it's just 100 Klonopin. And a food stamp card that wasn't registered to Stormy Lynn Parfait. Investigators found hundreds of additional pills. I would keep wanting to call them tablets because every pharmacist is cringing when I say pills. And cash, as well as marijuana, cocaine, and paraphernalia during a search of Parfait's home later. 4 unattended children were turned over to a relative. Don't leave your kids unattended with Klonopin and cocaine.
Bring those children to me. I will be their father.
Maybe. Parfait was charged with multiple counts of possession with intent to distribute drugs, 4 counts of illegal use of controlled drug in the presence of persons under 17, taking contraband to or into a correctional institution, and other related charges. I love this woman's name. I feel like she could have done great things in life.
Man, wouldn't it have been better if it's like, next on the British baking show, contestant Stormy Lynn Parfait. She'll be making an ice cream dessert for us this evening. That would have been much better than this whole, like, gross thing she did.
I feel like Stormy Lynn could be such a fun, like, kids, like, character protagonist, right? Like, in a kid's book. But when you add the Parfait to the end, it gets a little stripper.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Stormy Lynn in the quest of the lightning fairies. I mean, that's cool.
Use that challenge. So for our next book, everyone's protagonist will be named
Stormy Lynn. She's coming at you in the next Legion of Dorks anthology. Stories of Stormy. The next
you have
anthology.
2 weeks to get your submissions in. Get on that, Steven, Jacob, Stephanie.
By the way, it's almost time for Horizons. I'm there, man. I'm there. I've been talking to a rattlesnake.
Did you read mine yet?
No, I haven't got through other ones I'm trying to read yet. I'm getting there.
Like yours?
Yeah, I haven't gotten through my own. Got to figure out this gunfight. I'm so upset about it. Everything's just cruising, and then I get to a gunfight between, like, Ned Pepper and whatnot, and I'm having just...
Ned Pepper's the best name!
That's not his name. Ned Pepper. Lucky Ned Pepper was in True Grit. This is a different name. I'm just filling in random names of bad guys trying to get stuff worked out. It's not about the gunfight. The gunfight is merely a step to the next level of this epic journey, and I just have to get the gunfight worked out, and then everything else will fall. I've got everything. I got the best dude I'm going to introduce, and I'm happy with it.
You just turned into Sam in your So Kelly had a good point about drawing it.
Yeah, I got to do, it's like a D&D campaign. Like, you just draw the combat. It's the problem is I think my setting sucks and nothing makes sense. Like, if one of them's going to shoot the other one and they're both hiding behind boulders, and I need things to happen, and I got to figure out how to make it happen. So I'll figure it out. Yeah, Hammer George's like, there was a gunfight, and then other stuff happened, and move on. Do the artsy thing. Stop right before.
Shots were fired, and in the aftermath, Ned Pepper licked a rattlesnake.
The gunfire began. In a cluster of shells and blood lay our heroes, the outlaws. Anyway, just add a scorpion. That'll do it. That'll get it going. I'll figure it out. Anyway, you guys should totally, if you're an aspiring writer, if you thought about writing, you've got 11 days to get us a story. Get all the details over at twodorks.net/horizons of exactly what you need to write. It's less than 7,000 words. If you barely try to write a story, you can get 500 words in an hour. You know, I mean, that's only a few hours and you've got a story done. And I think you can do it. I think I can do it if I apply myself, but we all know how that works. I'm going to finish it. It's fine. I got it. She's going to be coming in at the tail end. I write best under pressure. But yeah, so that's going to be going. So get on that. If you want to send us a mail, you should do so. hnhshow@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That would be awesome. Get in our Discord, man. That's where all the cool kids hang out all day. We're all
That's the only internet thing I'm doing now.
Yeah, Ashley's been really active in there because it's all any of us can do because we're all at home all day now. So do that. The social PSA, if you live in a neighborhood, there's probably old people in your neighborhood. There's also probably single parents in your neighborhood. I'm willing to bet that they're probably having a hard time getting stuff done or getting some help on anything. Go into the store. So swing over, even if you don't know them, you know they're old, knock on the door, say, hey, I'm your neighbor. Haven't talked to you about it before, but I'm running to the grocery store. Just want to double check if you need anything. That's a really positive thing to do.
That's really sweet, Steven.
Just really, the internet's still there. Yeah, we can still Facebook, but the change and the help we can provide is very localized now. Like it was localized before, but we're seeing it because there's literally people that can't get things because they're old and they can't leave the house. And if they get to the store, there isn't anything. And it's really sad. So go out there and try to do something good for people who are around you because it makes a difference. But yeah, we'll always be here. This show is here. Make you laugh, have some fun. If you liked it, you can tip us at twodorks.net/tip. Just throw us a buck and say, hey, you guys were funny tonight. I had a good time. Or if you want to be a monthly subscriber to the show, go to patreon.com/twodorks and you can join up. If you're a patron, we'll add you to the automatic I'm going live on Twitch thingy, which is helpful for you, I guess, because you'll be in Discord getting announced every time you go live, and that's cool. Adam of Geekheim's in there. Og's in there. That's all great. So we'd appreciate that. And follow us on Twitter. Steve H&H. Fate kills. PHATE kills. That's it.
Hiatus.com.
I think that's all I have to say, right?
Factoid?
Well, words of wisdom. We got to do the words of wisdom. Oh, and tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, Jacob and I and a secret guest, who's actually, this is his idea, are going to be doing a show. I don't know if it's going to be live or not. We haven't decided. I've asked like 3 times. I can't get an answer out of anybody.
I think it should be live.
So we'll see. We may record the first one by ourselves just to get our feet wet, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, look forward to some more cool stuff coming your way. And we'll leave you guys with these words of wisdom from Pope Paul VI. Anger is as a stone cast into a wasp's nest. Wasps don't have nets. They have nests.
Wasp.
Into a nest. Wasp's nest. So be careful out there. Don't be throwing stones in wasp nests. That's a bad idea. Y'all have a wonderful time. We will see you next time right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Bye.